was early. But this is a year where we're going to see probably a lot of stuff being thrown at the crop. Growth regulators, fungicides, like the whole package. Are we not, Pete?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Like so it is astounding to me, and it's not just me. Many of the crop consultants, the independent crop consultants that I work with, are feeling so frustrated because they get paid, as I do, to go out and walk Shaun Haney's winter wheat crop. And we scout it. We scout it for weeds. We scout it for diseases. We have we ever had lodging issues? And we walk the entire field, and who knows, maybe it's a 200-acre field, maybe it's out west, it's a 640-acre section, right? And we find 6 weeds in the whole wheat field. And we tell the grower there's no weeds, there's no disease. By the way, you have never in your life had lodging problems on this field, so don't do anything. And this year, the growers just look at me and say, "Are you insane? Wheat is $8 a bushel." And the next day, they're out there with a fungicide, a plant growth regulator, and a herbicide in the tank. And maybe they put in a foliar fertilizer just for good measure to try to make sure that they get every last bushel they can. And they go spray the field. And it's like, oh gosh. I mean, I'm a technology guy, Shaun. You know that I'm a production guy, and I will tell you that you need to put something on if you need to put something on. But there are a lot of growers who are so focused on that last bushel that they're probably applying products that they really don't need to do based on the scout. Oh, we get to where the disease pressure is there, put the fungicide on, man. But I think we have to. I don't know. I worry about doing it just because of high prices.
Yeah, but don't you think that that decision though, Pete, to be fair, I think it goes back to the fact crop prices are high. I don't want to make the wrong decision. And so what I don't want is have you saw those 6 weeds, but maybe there was really 36. You walked the wrong part of the field. And all of a sudden I have a weed escape. It's gone above my canopy, and I got all my neighbors looking at me like, what an idiot. Look at crop prices. Look at where they are. He was too lazy to go out and spray his field. He was busy out golfing. It's like this whole thing is like it plays mind tricks on you, Pete.
Yeah, it plays mind tricks. There's no question about it. The way, as a crop consultant, let me tell you, Shaun, that the easy answer always for me is to tell you to go and apply. Because if you apply, the problem goes away. And if I made the mistake and there are 36 weeds and not 6 weeds, and you don't spray based on my recommendation, then guess whose butt is in a sling when the neighbor comes and says to that grower, "Were you golfing?" So I don't know. We mostly err on the side of control, uh, at least by threshold, if not even a little before threshold, for the exact reason you said. Sometimes we don't see everything that's there. But anyway, it doesn't matter. They're doing it. And I get why they're doing it. It plays mind games, but it is amazing how many inputs growers are using just because of these high crop prices.
Well, you know what? I think if we're going to title this episode anything, I think it's "Don't Piss Away the Margin." Right? You have good prices, but you still need to make good agronomic decisions. And I know it's difficult. That is much more complex than I just stated that. But you don't piss away the margin. Like this is
Yeah.
there's an opportunity this year to potentially, hopefully, at least grow an average crop across the country, and really cash in on some decent prices on the 21 crop, because the 22 crop, a lot of the market people I talk to, the margin is going to be much different because of the rising costs of inputs. So do a good job in 21 agronomically to really cash in, provided we get some of those yields and you do a good job. So that's the way I look at it, Pete.
Yeah, and what I will say is it's a bit like horticulture, Shaun. Uh, in horticulture, their the amount of response they need to any particular application is quite a bit less normally than in field crops because they're dealing with a very high value crop. And so if I can get, another bin of cabbages, that pays for a lot of inputs. Well, when you look at 1650 soybeans, one added bushel of soybeans suddenly pays for more added inputs than it did when soybeans were 11.50 or $12.
Yeah.
So there's that side of the coin as well. Like, you need less yield response to get there. But I totally agree with you, man. You can nickel and dime yourself to death in this game if you're not careful. So one of those things that uh, add a few more groceries. If you have good weather, a little bit of extra nitrogen, you probably want to push that a little bit, but just careful that you're not throwing money away needlessly, for sure. Yep.